Hey, everybody. We are live at the Paste Studio with Wrabel. Thank you for doing this. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, we appreciate you doing it on show day. You're going to leave here pretty quickly after this and head over to Rockwood Music Hall. You've got an 8:30 show and a 10:30 show. Both of those shows are sold out, so good for you.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Outstanding job. You're at stage 3 downstairs in the awesome jazz cave kind of a room.
Cave, yeah.
Yeah, enjoy that. And so we're about to hear 3 songs today. 2 of them have been out in the world for a little bit, and one of them just came out yesterday. You just premiered it on the Today Show yesterday. Good for you.
Yeah,
Congratulations on that.
Much. Feels good.
Yeah, man, I bet. What's happening first today?
I'm going to play Hurts Like Hell. It just came out yesterday. It's a song I wrote years ago, and it's been one of my favorite songs that I have always wanted to put out, but it kind of floated around with a few different artists and got produced a bunch of times. It was one of those ones where it's just like, what do we do with this? But I always wanted it for me. And then now I put it out.
All right.
So it's called Hurts Like Hell. It's been 2 years and 8 months and a day, walking around in New York in the rain. Oh, right now I'm a walking cliche. It's been 2 years and 8 months, nothing's changed. Well, I'm out here trying to love somebody, and I tell myself I'm doing well, but every time I think about you, oh, it still hurts like hell. Where'd you meet? Where's he from? What's his name? Does he touch you? And does he love you the same? Oh, I know I'm a walking cliche. It's been 2 years and 8 months, nothing's changed. Well, I'm out here trying to love somebody, and I tell myself I'm doing well, but every time I think about you, oh, it still hurts like hell. And by now you're probably loving somebody. Oh, by now you're probably doing well. But every time I think about you, oh, it still hurts like hell. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it still hurts like hell. Yeah, yeah. Oh, it still hurts like hell. I close my eyes, you're here for a while. I close my eyes, you're here in my mind. I'm out here trying to love somebody. I'm out here all by myself. And every time I think about you, oh, it still hurts like hell, yeah. And by now you're probably loving somebody. Oh, by now you're probably doing well.
Thank you, man. It sounds great. Thanks for coming and playing today. So you mentioned that song having bounced around from artist to artist. I know you do a lot of writing for other artists and some of the biggest musicians in the world, and Kesha and the Backstreet Boys. There's a lot of artists who you have written for.
Thank you.
Do you does it normally work that way? Do you write a song and see where it lands, or are there ever times where you're writing specifically in your voice specifically, and you absolutely know that it's going to be yours, or you know that it's going to be for the artist who it's for, or are you just writing and seeing where it ends up?
It's kind of a balance a little bit of all of those things. Like that song in particular I wrote for myself, but I was kind of in a position in a label situation and stuff where it wasn't really as simple as like write a song, love it, put it out. So in those times, which I found myself in kind of a lot, I would kind of be like, oh, maybe that person could sing this, maybe. Or you just kind of throw it out there and see what comes back. But it's kind of a balance of those, kind of sitting in a room, writing a song and seeing where it lands. With an artist is always awesome. Like Kesha, for example, is like, she's always there. She's always like kind of the leader of the room in those sessions. And that can be really, it's like a different muscle, a different headspace, which is really fun to kind of get into someone else's world completely. Be like, show me, tell me your ways.
Nice. Well, dude, I'm glad. I mean, if this was for you, I'm glad that it has landed with you. And yeah, man. So this is going to be on. There's not a ton of details available right at the moment, but there is an album coming out this fall.
Yeah.
The title of which to be determined, or to be
TBD.
Yeah.
TBD.
So congratulations to you in advance on that. We'll stay tuned for it. And we're about to hear 2 more songs as well. What are you going to do second today?
I think I'll play 11 Blocks. This is It was my first single years ago. I wrote it when my ex moved 11 blocks away from me. Oh. And then I like drew it on
ex
t-shirts.
At the time, or were you with the person at that time?
No, the ex from back then.
Yikes.
And I like drew a map to his apartment and put it on t-shirts and stuff. It was a lot. It was a big time of firsts for me. I heard myself on the radio for the first time. And I felt, in hindsight, it's a little bit, questionable. Some choices I was making, but I wrote a true story, which I love to do. But it's called 11 Blocks. Blocks from my door to your doorstep. 3 years later and it feels too close. I thought I broke the last of that breakdown the morning I sold you in a coat. It doesn't feel right when I'm grabbing a coffee. Same old spot but I'm on my own. Okay in the day, but at night time, you know how I get when I'm alone. 'Cause my mind won't stop, it's just 11 blocks. Oh, I know that's home. 'Cause it's Friday night, you're not that tired, and I know. 14 blocks from your door to this party. I caught myself counting on the way. Right when I stepped in the door to the party, I stepped outside to grab a smoke. 'Cause you know how I get when I'm alone, yeah. 'Cause my mind won't stop, it's just 14 blocks. Oh, I know that's home. 'Cause it's Friday night, you're not that tired, and I know that's home. someone and I think I'm in love. But my mind won't stop. It's just 11 blocks. Oh, I know that's home. 'Cause it's Friday night. You're not that type. And I know that's home. And I met someone and I swear I'm in love. But 2 blocks away, yeah. Just like a drug, yeah. My mind won't stop. It's just 11 blocks. Oh, I know that's home, yeah. I got somebody, oh, yeah, waiting for me at home. I got somebody, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. 11 blocks from my door to your doorstep. 3 years later and it feels too close. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you, man. It sounds great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Is the way you're playing here today with you and keys, is this how a lot of these songs are birthed? Does it tend to be you and a piano, you and a guitar, you and, are these sometimes studio creations, or how do they tend to come into the world?
Pretty much piano and vocal. That's because I like everything. Like, that's how I tour a lot of the times. It's kind of my most comfortable space, and where I kind of feel most like myself. I played with a band before, which is really fun, but it's just kind of weird sometimes. There's like things in your ears where there's a British person counting the tempo, and it just gets a little confusing. And I like that this is just like, yeah, I try to create everything in this little world so that then when it goes to this little world, it feels normal,
Yeah.
and like comfy.
Well,
And I love production. I love beeps and boops and things, but I like to be able to sit down and be like, this is the chords, this is the melody, these are the lyrics. That's like the most important components of a song to me. Where sometimes if I'm making stuff in the studio, sometimes it can be like, this is awesome, but it's like, no, it sounds awesome. But if I'm reading it, I'm like, I think that maybe I wrote a garbage song today that sounds really good.
Well, these are translating wonderfully this way. I mean, it's evident that all these songs are well put together. And when you do go to take it outside of the keyboard environment and do add those additional production elements, like for example, the record that's coming out in the fall, is that done, or are you still in the
We're
production
kind
process
of
right now?
in the trenches on production with that. I'm working a lot with this incredible producer who's one of my friends called Stint, who produced Hurts Like Hell. And the next song I'm going to play called Flickers. And he's just brilliant. I think he really, he gets that it's, that this is my zone, and kind of can have fun with layering things on top. But the record is primarily like it's not a piano record, but it's got a bunch of piano on it. It's kind of in the world.
Yeah.
Of all
Nice.
this.
Good, man. Well, we will stay tuned and look forward to when there are details about it. Come back and visit us whenever. I mean, whenever it makes sense for you. And there's more. We're only 2/3 of the way through. There's one more song coming up. What? Remind me. I know you just said it. What's the name of the
Flickers.
song? Flickers.
We did this song. I wrote it with Stint and with this girl, Arlissa, who's so awesome. And we were in the middle of writing another song, and there was a vocal part on that song that I wanted to sound like really weird. So I was like, make it like a vocal chain thing that sounds like Britney Spears, like Piece of Me, or like Gimme, like where it's that crazy effect where like the gate is all jacked up and like it's all verbed out and auto-tuned and stuff. And he made this patch or whatever it's called that sounded so cool. And I was like, it'd be dope is to write like a really sad, beautiful ballad and then like mess up the vocal with that the whole way through, which I guess isn't like the most unique idea in the world. In hindsight, I was like, it's totally been done a bunch before. But it's one of my favorite genres of music.
I've never heard anybody say that sentence before. That was a unique idea to me.
All right, cool.
Yeah, you articulated it very eloquently.
And it's been copywritten, Big Gay Records. But
good for you, by the way. That's an outstanding name for the record label. So yeah, the forthcoming label comes out on your label, Big Gay Records. Wonderful.
Yeah, I'm excited. But we wrote this song kind of about love and kind of like how it comes and goes and comes back and goes away again and hopefully comes back again, and then just all those wonderful things. It's called Flickers.
Draw a line till the line starts going off course. In black and white I can't see the color, I don't know what it's moving towards. But I try to believe sometimes you fall in love, but sometimes it's not there. It flickers. I follow light till my eyes can't see it no more. And in the dark I tape stars to my ceiling, just waiting for one of them to spark. But I can't confidently say it's better to have loved and lost. You grow up, paint a picture of your life like a fixture in your mind, and it tricks you once or twice, yeah, 3 times. And I know it's not right, and I know it's not fair. Sometimes you fall in love, but sometimes it's not there. It flickers. Oh, magic gets lost in the Monday. Magic gets lost on a Sunday. Magic gets lost in the magic gets lost in the Monday. Magic gets lost on a Sunday. Magic gets lost in the magic gets lost in the Monday. lost in the world we live in.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. Well, have a great show. Have two great shows tonight.
Thank you.
8:30 and 10:30. And are you playing solo? Are you playing in this arrangement?
I'm
or
playing with my mom and my brother. No, I'm going to play by myself, yeah.
Nice, dude. How they got the piano into that room is
I don't know.
Yeah, never going to be able to figure that one
around
out.
it.
Yeah. They constructed the piano in that room piece by piece. But have two great shows at Rockwood tonight.
Thank you so
a
much.
batch of UK and Europe shows in the middle to late February, and then there are a number of LA dates which you are announcing next week.
I
So
think
there's
soon, yeah.
Yeah. It's all will be up at wrabelmusic.com, and we'll also stay tuned for release notes on the album when it comes out this fall. Thank you for sharing one song from that and two songs from previous projects. It sounded great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.